Are you dreaming of mastering your finances and improving your financial situation? Do you ever feel like you're working so hard for your money, but it just feels like you're stuck on a hamster wheel, going nowhere fast? Well, guess what? You're not alone. So many people out there struggle with the same things, but here's the good news. It doesn't have to be this way. Today's video is going to be a game changer for you. We'll be diving deep into the best financial books that won't just change your perspective, but will also transform your financial life. Make sure you watch this video till the very end, because I'm going to reveal a special book that has been the top choice for many millionaires. Let's dive in. All right, let's kick things off with a classic, a book that's practically a rite of passage in the personal finance world. Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. Now I know some of you might be thinking, Graham, I've heard of this book a million times. And you know what? You're probably right. But there's a reason this book is so popular, and why people keep talking about it. It's because it teaches you the real meaning of money, in a way that nobody ever taught us in school. See, in Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki shares the experiences of two fathers in his life, his own dad, who he calls his poor dad, and his best friend's dad, who he calls his rich dad. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that one dad is better than the other. This isn't about judging anyone's parents. It's about the different mindsets these two dads had when it came to money. His poor dad, even though he was highly educated and had a good job, struggled financially his whole life. His rich dad, on the other hand, dropped out of school at 13, but he understood how money worked, and he became incredibly successful. The book breaks down how wealthy people think about money differently. They don't just work for money, they make money work for them. And that's the key takeaway I want you to get from this book. One of the most powerful lessons in Rich Dad, Poor Dad is this: buy assets, not liabilities. Now, this might sound simple, but it's profound. An asset puts money in your pocket, while a liability takes money out of your pocket. Think of it like this. An asset is like a money-making machine, working for you even while you sleep. It could be a rental property, a business, stocks, or even something as simple as a high-yield savings account. A liability, on the other hand, is something that costs you money to own. Your car, your fancy clothes, your expensive gadgets, those are all liabilities. Now, I'm not saying you have to live like a monk and never buy anything nice for yourself. But the key is to be mindful of your spending and to focus on building assets that will generate income for you in the long run. Here's a challenge for you. Track your monthly income and expenses for the next 30 days, and then analyze whether you're buying more liabilities or assets. You'll be amazed at how these small changes can bring big transformations to your financial life. All right, for our next book, let's talk about a real eye-opener, a book that completely shattered the myth of what it means to be wealthy. I'm talking about The Millionaire Next Door by Thomas Stanley and William Danko. Now, I bet when you hear the word millionaire, you probably picture someone living in a massive mansion, driving a flashy sports car, and wearing designer clothes from head to toe, right? Well, The Millionaire Next Door throws that stereotype right out the window. This book is based on decades of research, and it reveals the surprising truth about how most millionaires actually live. You see, the authors found that most millionaires aren't flashy spenders. They're not out there trying to impress anyone. In fact, they often live pretty modestly. They drive used cars, live in regular neighborhoods, and clip coupons just like the rest of us. So how did they become millionaires? Well, it all comes down to one key principle: living below their means. They understand the importance of saving and investing, and they're not afraid to delay gratification. The biggest takeaway I want you to get from The Millionaire Next Door is this: real wealth isn't about flashy displays of wealth. It's about what's on your balance sheet. It's about building a solid financial foundation, brick by brick, through disciplined saving and investing. Here's a question for you. Are you able to save at least 20% of your income? If not, then The Millionaire Next Door is a must-read for you. It'll teach you how to develop the habits and mindset of those who have already achieved financial success. Remember, building wealth is a marathon, not a sprint. It's about making smart choices consistently over time. Now let's move on to a book that's considered the gold standard of investing, a book that's been revered by investors for over 70 years. I'm talking about The Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham. Now, if you're serious about investing, this book is non-negotiable. It's like the Bible of value investing, and it's even Warren Buffett's favorite book on investing. Think about that for a second. Warren Buffett, one of the most successful investors of all time, credits this book with shaping his investment philosophy. That should tell you something about the power of this book. The Intelligent Investor teaches you how to invest in stocks without taking unnecessary risks. It's all about finding undervalued companies with strong fundamentals and holding on to them for the long term. One of the key concepts in this book is the margin of safety. This means always protecting your money while investing. It's like having a buffer, so even if your analysis is slightly off, you're still protected from big losses. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, Graham, this sounds complicated. I'm not a financial expert. And you know what? That's okay. The Intelligent Investor is written in a way that anyone can understand, even if you're new to the stock market. It's full of timeless principles and practical advice that you can apply to your own investing journey. All right, let's switch gears a bit and talk about a book that's not just about managing your money, but about aligning your money with your values and your life purpose. I'm talking about Your Money or Your Life by Vicki Robin and Joe Dominguez. This book asks a profound question. How much of your life are you trading just for money? Think about it. How many hours are you working each week at a job you don't love, just to pay for things you don't need, to impress people you don't even like? Your Money or Your Life challenges you to examine your relationship with money and to start making conscious choices about how you spend your time and your money. It's about creating a life where your work is aligned with your values and where money is a tool to help you live a more fulfilling life, not something that controls you. One of the key concepts in this book is the idea of financial independence. Now, financial independence doesn't necessarily mean being rich. It means having enough money saved and invested that you don't have to work for money anymore. It means having the freedom to choose how you spend your time, whether it's pursuing your passions, spending time with loved ones, or simply enjoying the simple things in life. Your Money or Your Life provides a step-by-step guide to achieving financial independence, starting with tracking your expenses, creating a budget, and finding ways to save more money. Here's a thought-provoking question from the book. Are you doing something that brings you joy apart from earning money? If not, then this book is a must-read. It'll help you discover what truly matters to you and create a life that's aligned with your values. All right, for our final book, I want to give you a bonus pick, a book that's not explicitly about money, but it can have a massive impact on your financial life. I'm talking about Atomic Habits by James Clear. Now, you might be thinking, Graham, what does a book about habits have to do with money? Well, here's the thing. Your financial success isn't just about knowing the right information. It's about developing the right habits. Think about it. The way you manage your money, the way you save, the way you invest, it all comes down to your habits. Atomic Habits teaches you how small changes in your daily routines can lead to remarkable results over time. It's based on the idea that if you improve by just 1% every single day, you'll be 37 times better in a year. That's the power of compounding, and it applies to your habits just as much as it does to your investments. Imagine making a 1% change in your savings or investments every single day. How far could you go in a year? In 5 years? In 10 years? Atomic Habits provides a practical framework for building good habits and breaking bad ones. It's not about making drastic changes overnight. It's about making small, sustainable changes that compound over time. So, there you have it, my top 5 book recommendations to help you master your money and achieve financial freedom. These books have had a profound impact on my own life and my financial journey, and I know they can do the same for you. Now, I know what you're thinking. Graham, that's a lot of reading, and you're right, it is. But here's the thing. Investing in your financial education is one of the best investments you can ever make. These books are packed with valuable insights and practical advice that can help you transform your relationship with money and achieve your financial goals. So, are you ready to start reading your way to financial freedom? Comment below and let me know which book you're most excited to read first. And don't forget to like and share this video if you found it helpful. This is Cash Roots, where you learn easy ways to understand and manage your money. See you next time with another interesting video. Until then, stay happy and invest smartly.